Happy Tuesday, everybody. Just finished up over here at the gym and just thought I would jump on here and do a little Facebook Live because I haven't done one in a while. And thought I'd jump on here with a good topic. And this is something I have been discussing with a few people that have become part of our team. And the topic of discussion is becoming bulletproof. And I think that's something that we definitely need to talk about with things that are happening in the world and, you know, some of the great things that are ahead. Becoming bulletproof is something that I think is going to help a lot of people turn the corner. And this is a topic I love talking about because it's motivational. It kind of gets people thinking in a different way and all that good stuff. So I'm just going to jump into it. And if you happen to be watching me on live right now, type in the comment section. Let me know where you're watching from. I haven't been on live in such a long time. I just want to see who's watching and maybe how far I'm reaching, all that kind of stuff. Or you can just type in the comments, just say hi. So being bulletproof. Now, I have a lot of friends of mine that are in the sales and marketing space. And that's what they do for their career. That's what they do for their business, all that good stuff. And in my personal opinion, it's a very, very commendable, admirable, and exciting way to live because you get to dictate how much money you earn. You get to dictate your income, and you're in complete control of the results that you create, and that can pay dividends on what you put into your bank account. And in every type of sales type of situation, whether you own your own business, you're a part of a team, you know, regardless of whether it's a product or service, there are people within your organization or in your industry who are like the super high performers. And I'm talking like the top 10%. And then there are people and those are the people that they're consistently creating some amazing results. They're excited about what they're doing. They seem to always be winning. They get recognized a lot. And they're just in a very good situation in terms of the type of results and the type of income that they produce. And they're like the 10%ers, meaning in a team of like 100 people, there's like 8, 9, or 10 people who are just always crushing it, right? And then there's the people that are the middle or high level performers, right? The people that are always doing pretty good. They're making good money. They're having fun. And they're cashing some big checks, regardless of what industry you're in. You could be in, the nutrition industry. You could be in real estate. You could be in hospitality. You could be in whatever it may be, retail, whatever it may be, right? And then you've got the middle of the road performers, the people that, they hit their minimums. They're doing a good job. They have their good months and they have their bad months, but for the most part, they're there and they're performing. They're showing up. They're doing their thing. They want to go to the next level. And then you've got, the people that are at the bottom of the rung, some of the people that are kind of riding the struggle bus. They don't quite know how to do it. They're still trying to figure it out, and they kind of just stay in that realm for a really long time until they end up deciding that they want to quit, or maybe that this is not for them. And that's okay, regardless of where you happen to be. But what I want to do is I want to talk about the people that are like crushing it and what sets them apart from everyone else. And that's the fact that the people that are usually like the 10%ers, the 5%ers, the 8%ers, the one that are at the the top of the leaderboard all the time, is those people are bulletproof. Bulletproof. Now, what do I mean by that? What I mean by that is, regardless of the external circumstances, things that are happening in the world, they tend to find a way to perform anyways. They're the ones that, you know, the weather could be gloomy, there might not be a lot of people around, you know, the planets are not always aligned, and the circumstances and the situation is not always perfect. But somehow these people continue to perform day in and day out, and they win and they crush it. And the people that are kind of the middle of the road people, and the people that are struggling a little bit, like the lower performers, they're like, how do these people do it? Like, how do they do it? So we're talking about being bulletproof. And not only are we going to talk about being bulletproof, I'm going to define what being bulletproof is. And for those of you that are like bottom of the list and you want to get to the middle of the list, and then those of you that are in the middle of the list, you want to get to the higher part of the list, and those of you that are above average performers, you know, good performers, solid performers that want to take it to the next level, and you want to be like one of the top performers, right? How do you get to the top of the list? We're going to talk about that stuff. And we're going to talk about how to become bulletproof if you don't necessarily feel like you are bulletproof. So, like I said before, type in the comment section. I know there are people jumping on and watching. Let me know where you're watching from. It's just always fun to connect with all of you. But being bulletproof, you know, they've already decided that they're going to be successful in whatever it is that they're doing. They've already decided, like it's not even really a question of whether I'm going to figure it out or not, or whether it's going to be a good situation or not. They don't use language like, okay, I'm going to give it a try, or I'm going to see what happens, or I'm going to give it a shot. You know, one of those people, they're the type of people that you could put them in any situation and they're going to figure it out. And they're totally good. And they're confident in their own skill set, their own personality, knowing that all I need to do is I just need to figure out what it is that the top people are doing, and then you just plug me right in and I'll figure it out. And, you know, you could throw me to the wolves and I'll come back leading the pack. So those people are usually the ones that are just constantly crushing it. They've already decided. And I'm just parking right now. Those people have already decided. Now, and I'll tell you, sometimes there are people out there that in order for them to perform, and usually this is like the lower end performers, and even sometimes the middle of the road performers. The only way, and like I said, regardless of what industry you're in, retail, you know, health and wellness, real estate, insurance, whatever it may be, the people that are kind of at the bottom of the list and the middle of the list, sometimes they can only perform when the planets are aligned perfectly for them. And sometimes the littlest thing can derail them. Like, you know, I'll hear this a lot. Like, I'm not feeling good, or I got a little bit of a headache, or I got a tummy ache, or I just got into an argument with my significant other and I'm not in the right mind state, or this just happened and I can't shake off this feeling, and it's gloomy outside, or the weather isn't perfect, or there aren't a lot of people around for me to talk to, or I don't know who to talk to about what it is that I'm offering. And you know, you get that type of language from a lot of the people that are kind of the lower end people and the middle end people. And then when they see the people that are like the high performers, the people that are consistently crushing it, like the top of the list people, they look at those people and they think to themselves, yeah, I can't do what they do. Like I'm not built like that, or I'm not that person, or I can't do what they do. And so what ends up happening is those type of people that say those type of things is they've already self-sabotaged themselves. They've already defeated themselves into believing that they can't do it because they're not that person. And the problem with that is you got to understand that this is something that I learned a long time ago, is everything is learnable and everything is teachable, right? And so if you can adopt that, your mind is completely open. And when you look at somebody else, they might have a different experience. They might have a combination of different experiences compared to you, but and they might have a different education than you. But what it really comes down to, in order to become bulletproof, you have to already decide that you're going to win. Just plug me in, I'll figure it out. And then what they do is they learn how to hedge their presentation. They learn how to improve and perfect and polish their delivery. You see, the people that are the top performers, they're always constantly trying to figure out a way to improve in order to get better, to be able to, you know, increase their closing percentage. Maybe it takes like, you know, 30 people to talk to before I can actually get one solid sale. And if that's you, at least you have a ratio, at least you have a closing percentage, right? So you can just continue to keep going that route. Talk to 30 people, close one, 30 people, close one, 30 people, close one, because once a ratio starts, it tends to continue. But what the top performers do is they are hungry. They're hungry to improve their craft and improve their skill, and are hungry to and yearning to develop themselves. Self-development is a huge thing for these people, so that they can take their closing percentage from being like 1 in 30 to like, now I just need to talk to like 25 people to get a sale, 20 people to get a sale, 15 people to get a sale. And then before you know it, they're talking to like 10 people and they're able to get a couple of sales out of that, because they've just honed their skills and they became hungry, and they've developed themselves. They've developed their delivery. They've developed their presentation, and they've learned how to read the room and read the person that's in front of them to be able to navigate through those necessary conversations to create the desired results that they want to create, right? Where kind of the lower performers and a lot of times the middle performers, they are just content with like where they are. At least I'm getting some type of results, and they just keep continuously doing what they continue to do. So those are the characteristics of people who are bulletproof, that are maybe in your industry, whatever it is you happen to be doing, that takes them from being like a low performer to a middle of the road performer, taking the middle of the road performers to becoming an above average, higher performer, and taking those people and turning them into like the top performers, the people that are constantly crushing it, the people that are, you know, you can rely on them to bring results to the table, and month in, month out, week in, week out, day in, day out, it's just a part of their DNA, and they're just crushing it. So in closing, the question is, how do you become bulletproof? Because maybe you don't think that way, but you're trying to figure out, how can I become that type of person? Because I want to bring more to the table. I want to, you know, increase my income. I want to experience the things that those top performers are experiencing. I want to be passionate about what I'm doing. And so if you want to become bulletproof, I'm going to share with you the simple understanding of what you need to do. And this is something that's missed by a lot of people. And I'm going to tell you right now, in order to become one of those people, you got to do a couple things. One is you got to know what you're playing for. You got to know what your why is, right? You've got to come in with a larger perspective of what your why is. What are you playing for? Why are you here, right? And so for a lot of us that maybe have kids, that have somebody in our life, people in our lives that we're responsible for, that are relying on us to put food on the table, to keep a roof over our heads, to be able to, keep clothes on your back. For a lot of us that have people in our lives that we're responsible for, that rely on us, a lot of times finding that why is very simple. But what if you don't have that? What if you don't have kids? How do you figure out what your why is? One of the things that you got to do is you've got to attach your goals and you've got to attach your standards, right? There are two things. You got goals. The goals are the things that you want to reach. Those are the things that you want to achieve. And then you've got standards. Those are the non-negotiables, right? Your standards are, I have to be making this much money per week. I have to be making this much money per month. I have to have this type of lifestyle. I have to be driving this type of car, living in this type of neighborhood, taking my family on these type of vacations. Those are your standards, right? And so when you attach your standards and your goals to something that's bigger than you, that's when it becomes like a non-negotiable. That's when you start going in the direction of being bulletproof, right? So what if you don't have kids? Maybe you have a dog, maybe you have a pet, maybe you take care of your parents. Maybe you're in a relationship and you want to provide more so that you can be in a situation where, I want to marry this person. I want to start a family with this person. I want to have these experiences. And I think sometimes you got to create like a vision board. As hokey and corny as sometimes people feel like it is you've got to create a vision board. Like start cutting out pictures of things that you want in your life and putting that somewhere that's visually in your sights on a daily basis, right? Cut out pictures of a car that you really like now, and the type of house that you want to live in, the type of neighborhood you want to be in, the type of vacations and destination spots that you want to visit, like these things that are on your bucket list. And when you put those things in your vision, it starts to become a part of your being. It starts to become a part of that driving force. It starts to become something that kind of aches at you and something that kind of nudges you and pushes you forward. But if you don't have those things and you don't see them on a daily basis, it's easy for them to kind of dissolve in the background. So I'm going to tell you, if you want to become bulletproof, create a little bit of a vision board. Attach your goals and your standards to something that's bigger than you, to someone or people that are dependent on you. Because if you can do that, that is the big differentiator between the people that are just kind of showing up and doing their thing. And if it works out, it's great. If it doesn't work out, at least I tried. Versus the people that you may be experiencing or maybe in your environment that are crushing it, killing it, are relentless, they're hungry, they're motivated, they're driven, they're inspired, they know how to self-manage themselves, they know how to push themselves in a particular way when the planets aren't in perfect alignment, the weather's not perfect, the circumstances and the situation are not ideal, and they perform anyways. So, in closing, just like I share it with you guys, the big differentiator is becoming bulletproof. What does bulletproof mean? And how do you become bulletproof? Just like I share it with you guys. Hope you're all having a great day. I don't know how many people are watching this. I don't know how Facebook Live, the algorithm works or whatnot, but type in the comments section if you watch this, if this brought value to you, or maybe this is stuff that you already knew and you just needed an additional reminder to kind of nudge you and say, you know what? Get your butt in gear and let's go. Here we go. Like we're coming into the tail end of 2024. The future looks bright. 2025 is just around the corner. New year, new you, whatever you want to do, whatever you need to boost you up, to look forward to the future and kind of push you in a particular direction. I'm 52 years old. It's never too late. It's never too late to maybe reinvent yourself, to do some new things, to try some new things, to dream bigger. Man, like 50 is like the new 30, you know? So, I'm excited. A lot of things are about to happen in my life. Not just because they're going to happen, but because I'm going to make them happen, and I want you to make them happen too. So reach out if you need someone to kind of pat you on the back and kind of kick you in the butt, maybe. That could be me. Hope you're all having a wonderful, blessed day. The future looks bright. Talk to you guys later. Bye.